Good evening. Another late night here at the Clifden mission. So today, throughout the day, I had various sort of personal things to deal with, White House wares, etc., etc. So we dealt with that throughout the day, and then in the evening, me and Martushka sat up, and we've been researching all the different projects that we could do, trying to figure out what we need to do, what the first steps are, and what the first thing that we really need to tackle is. Um, Done a lot of research. I had an hour-long phone call with a friend of mine who might be able to come out and help us with one of the projects that we're considering. Um, but there's a lot of work that would need to go into that. It would require a lot of money. So that's still in early phases. So we're going to do a bit more research before I do kind of any announcement on the internet regarding that. The other thing that we're looking into that we should be able to do, hopefully here and now, is we're looking at building a permaculture pond. So there's a lot of benefits to this. Once we get polytunnels, it would provide irrigation for the polytunnels. We have we spent a lot of today actually trying to fix a water filtration system because there's no drinking water here. Right now there is. All of a sudden it seems to be working. But the whole time we've been here, there's been no reliable drinking water. We have to buy water in. So we were trying to fix that for most of the day. And if you get a permaculture pond, that would probably fix what we think the problem is, because we currently take basically bog water and filter it, which is doable, but perhaps we need a bigger system, or perhaps they've sent us the wrong filters, or there could be a few things. But if we had a permaculture pond, there would be a lot less to filter, so it would probably just work as it is. It would also irrigate all the crops. It would also rewild the environment. It would actually bring birds back to the area, because there used to be loads of red grouse around this whole area. One of the locals, one of the neighbours, he actually grew up in this very house, actually, and so he knows the area really well. And he said, like, as a kid, and even 20 years ago, there was red grouse just absolutely everywhere. But now you don't ever see them. He said he hadn't seen them for 20 years. But if you actually rewild the pond and you build islands going up in the middle of the pond, it promotes that. It actually naturally filtrates the water, and there's all these benefits to it. But you got to dig a pond, and the pond needs to be like 12 feet deep, and all this stuff, and you need to find the right location. It needs to be high up, and there's a lot to it. So hopefully, I'm going to get up tomorrow morning. We're going to do morning prayers, obviously, and then we'll have breakfast. And then when Martushka takes the kids to school, I will go with her, and we will go to the local fishing stall, look at getting some waders, sizing me up for some waders, and then I'm going to take a trip out kind of that way, somewhere like over there, and see, if I can find a location that looks good. If I can, then we're going to speak to one of the neighbours about what about getting a digger over, or we're going to look at it, am I potentially able to dig it with a shovel? We don't know. There's a lot to consider. But that's quite a strong potential for the first major project that we're going to undertake together. So we'll see. Stay tuned. I have to give you more of an update tomorrow, and God bless you all.